within the framework of international law. We will defend ourselves lawfully and proportionately, but it's primary responsibility of international community, including United Kingdom, to maintain international peace and security. The international community must act now to stop the genocidal aggressor from the committing further atrocity against all people. I thank you, Madam Terpre, for your attention, and other distinguished ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. Can I begin by, I think, the question that many members of the British public may be asking, and they've heard it from those who have been thinking about this, and particularly those who are friends with Israel and who believe in Israel's right to exist and to be able to live in peace. And what they say is this: what is Israel to do when they have a belligerent neighbor who says things like Ahmadinejad said in 2005 that Israel should be wiped from the map, or that the Supreme Leader said that Israel was a dangerous and fatal cancer, or the Supreme Leader said, with Allah's help, there will be no such thing as a Zionist regime in 25 years. So there's this rhetoric. There's also, it is thought, that Iran supports and arms the Houthis, supports Hamas and Hezbollah, and that they're being used as proxies to attack Israel. So there are these two things. And then they see evidence of Iran not just having nuclear material, which is at 3.6%, which is the amount that is necessary for civilian use, but continues to enrich it, and certainly is at 60%. It may even be at 80 to 90% purity, and 90% purity is what's needed for a bomb. So those looking at this situation say, well, Israel may not have been directly attacked, but it looks like Iran may have up to 90% purity. They have proxies who are attacking it, and there is this belligerent language. What is Israel to do? And I think that question is an important one for me to ask you, and it's important for us to be able to have an answer. I appreciate it's quite a profound one, and I also just want to, if it's possible, to give short answers. If it's at all possible to answer such a profound question.
It's impossible, but I'm trying.
But we have a number of other questions to pile on after that. If that's all right, sir.
First of all, let me come to the raison d'être of the establishment of the Israeli regime. The Israeli regime established on occupation, established in apartheid, established for without any application of the right to self-determination of the Palestinian people. This is the main problem. The Israeli regime cannot.
Doesn't answer you.
I'm coming. So this is very important. You come to the root causes. If you want to have a good analysis, you should go to the history and study more about the details of these problems that we have in our region. Okay. Regarding for the matters related to from the Iranian side, regarding for the, some say, you mentioned that President Ahmadinejad or someone else, we always reiterated to the, convening of the one very public and fair referendum in the occupied territory, with the participation of the Jewish people, Christians, and Muslims, and in line with the self-determination of the people who are living there. There is no intention from the Iranian side to go to the military phase. This is the main problem. This is the main fundamental argument that we have. Regarding for you mentioned so-called proxies, no, they have their own nations. In Yemeni people or in Palestinian people who, the Hamas people, all of them, the liberation organization, they are trying to, to achieve the self-determination, to punish the occupiers. That's it.
Okay.
You are providing arms to them.
Regarding
arms and funding to ideological groups that share your view, and they are delivering the outcome that Iran wishes.
You see that we have the very important, Islamic revolution. Islamic revolution as the source of inspiration all of the people in our region. Islamic revolution, insisted in self-determination. That's a very important right. And the elimination of all of the discrimination and apartheid in our region. This is not ideology. This is only legal matters according to the international law. From the Iranian side, that will inspire them. No, according to our international cooperation with international cooperation with all of the world.
So, Your Excellency, you're saying that
Yes.
that all that Iran supplies to the Houthis, to Hamas and Hezbollah is inspiration. That there is no assistance of any other sort. There's no weapons or any other support given to those groups by Iran.
You see, that Iran, as a sovereign state, has their own international cooperation with all of the world. It's very important, as your government has international cooperation with the Israeli regime. That it is very important and fundamental. If you want to intervene our relations with the other people, it's prohibited by international law. They are inspired by the Iranian Islamic revolution. Islamic revolution is a very important source of the self-determination. And so for, you see the combating all of the apartheid and discrimination in this region, not only this region, but also for all of the world. At that time that we had the same problem with the South Africa apartheid regime.
Before we go into that, may I
Yes.
may I go back to Edward, because I think you've got a wider question about where next.
Yes.
I do. I would take a slightly different view to what you've just outlined, Ambassador. I mean, members of the IRGC have been assassinated in Lebanon, they've been assassinated in Iraq, providing military training to Iranian proxies. So the idea that Iran isn't providing material support to countries that are attacking Israel, I'm not sure is backed up by the evidence on the ground. In terms of what Iran's escalation options are, is it Iran's intention to close the Straits of Hormuz?
What?
Is it Iran's intentions to close the Straits of Hormuz?
Yes. First of all, regarding for the our activities in Lebanon, in south of Lebanon, it comes to according to the request for their people and their government, because the Israeli regime invaded the Lebanon. Yes. This is the root causes, because the Israeli regime invaded the Lebanon, and the Lebanese people, Lebanese government requested to help them. It's very simple. And so if you want to come to over that the IRGC send us some things for these issues, yes, IRGC is a very important and very one of the component of the Iranian system. It's a very ordinary, you have the same army in your country, in any other countries. Why are you blaming IRGC? Why are you?
I'm simply pointing out that there is evidence to suggest that counters your argument that Iran is not providing any material military